I'm Charlie Kendall. This is Metalshop. Our guest today, Richie Faulkner, one of the brightest lights in metal today. 15 years now with Judas Priest. And you've got two albums on your own for your own independent project. The second one coming up from Elegant Weapons, Evolution. And we're going to talk about all of that today, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely fine. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
You stated something that really struck me, that with Elegant Weapons, you really want to explore the Hendrix Sabbath DNA.
I'm not alone in saying that I've been influenced by Hendrix and Sabbath in a big way. But there's a lot of people out there that aren't guitar players that are influenced by Hendrix, and a lot of guitar players that are, obviously. I'm one of them. And I think Elegant Weapons music is a little bit more tuned into Hendrix style than Priest is. It's got a few more obvious Hendrix links to it. So I'm fortunate that I can explore those avenues outside of Priest and in Elegant Weapons. I got a free reign to go and do some other stuff and explore that part of my DNA as well.
I can't imagine that following KK Downing didn't have some sort of boxing effect on you in terms of having to step into that role.
The enormity of that role. I knew what KK means to the band. I knew what KK means to the people around the world. And it's an honor just to be considered for that role, really. But I think KK was a huge Hendrix fan as well. So I think that kind of DNA was in him and the band as well. So it fitted in nicely.
The term supergroups, with that term, is that a burden or an asset?
I think it's lucky, really, that anyone's referring to us with any kind of name. We're fortunate that we're playing music and people are listening and calling it anything. I'll take supergroup. I'll take whatever people want to call it. If people are listening and giving us the time of day, and if people want to call it supergroup, then so be it.
You've also stated that this is a real band. This is not just a one-off, something for you to fool around with. This is a real band.
I started off the first record. I put the album together and got the band together, and it was never intended to be a one-off. It was meant to be the start of a journey, so to speak. There's meant to be more albums, some tours, live playing. I wanted to start a band like Priest that starts from nothing and grows into something and hopefully continues into the future. We're on the second record now, so it's not a one and done deal. We're well on our way now, and this one is an evolution in many senses of the word of the band and of the music that we create. Obviously, Priest is the mothership. That's the behemoth that we've got to work around. And the other guys are in their respective bands as well. Davey's in Uriah Heep, Christopher's in Accept, and Ronnie's doing a lot of things as well. So we've got to plan it around other bands. And that's just the nature of the beast. We've got a window of opportunity now to release the record. I'm always looking for opportunities to write stuff and record stuff. And that's just the nature of it. We've done another record and we're lucky enough to put it out. And then we've got a Priest tour later on in the year. That's just the way it is, man. And we're lucky to be that busy at the moment.
That brings me to, over this past 15 years, what have you seen changing in the music business?
When I joined Priest, it was the farewell tour. And fortunately, Priest is still around 15 years later. It wasn't the farewell tour. We're still around. We're still making music with Priest, still touring. And I think the world's a better place for it. And I think the thing that shocked me then is the thing that still shocks me now is the age of people at these shows, especially in Europe. The young people, they're singing to 40, 50-year-old songs. And every year we go back to Europe, it's another group of young kids singing the same songs. That stays the same. But the music industry is always changing, as we know. Always new ways to listen to music, to consume music, to watch your favorite bands. So although it's constantly evolving, there always seems to be a passion and a hunger for good, live, classic heavy metal. And that's a great thing.
What about the live performance? Do you have any plans?
It's a big part of what we all do. The live performance, as you just said, is something you can't recreate on YouTube or a video. You can watch it, but you can't experience it the same way. If you're down at the front of the stage and you're looking at the bass player or you're looking at the singer and they're interacting with you and there's thousands of people around you in the same community, you can't recreate that anywhere else other than the live show. So that's an important part of what we do, and we're looking forward to doing it again. And I don't think that will ever go away, that need for that community and that live experience.
Let's talk about the songs on Evolution. What songs particularly are you in love with? I know you love all your children.
You're absolutely right. You love them in different ways. There's a couple on this record which are different from the first record, which is why we felt like this record is an evolution. There's a ballad on this record, which there wasn't on the first record. And it's a bit more sensitive. It's about relationships and stuff like that. So it's a change of pace in a couple of areas. And I just felt like it was appropriate to do that on this record. There's a little bit more meaning in those songs for me. And it will be interesting to see how those songs connect if they do. It's always the ones that mean a little bit more to you, which are your favorites. And it will be interesting to see because we didn't do those kind of experiences before. So we'll wait and see.
Let's talk about specific songs.
Sometimes bridges, when you burn your bridges, it's usually a negative connotation, but sometimes you have to burn those bridges to be who you are and move forward with what you've got. So it's like a positive take on an old saying. It's a positive meaning and a powerful song out of the gate, and one that introduces the record perfectly.
Let's talk about the Generation. That one really hit me. I think you see that when, a guy my age takes his grandchildren to see you. Do you think that is going to continue?
I absolutely do think it will carry on. As I said, we go to shows and every time there's a new batch of the next generation. And especially at Priest shows, they could be 12 or 13 years old out there. And then you've got their parents, which are maybe in their 30s, and their parents, which are in their 50s, maybe in 60s. So it's multi-generational. And every time we go back, every couple of years we go back, there's the new lot. And they're handing down those experiences and they grow up with it. And they hand down those experiences to the next lot. I don't see that going away. It's something that's passed down from the former generations and it'll just continue to grow. I think. I sincerely believe that.
Ronnie Romero, tell us about what it's like working with a guy with that kind of voice.
Do you know what? He's amazing. I say this a lot. Ronnie's a great singer. There's great singers in the world, but Ronnie's not just a great singer. He's a performer. He's a front man. He's great in the studio. He's professional, and he's a joy to work with. We produced him a bit more on this record. The first record he sung, we had the vocals there already, and he just sang them. And it was a quick process. On this one, our producer, Andy Sneap, wanted to produce him a lot more. We had the vocal ideas, and we started from the ground up. We were on a three-way Zoom like this, and Ronnie was in the studio in Europe, and we produced him from start to finish. Different mics, different techniques, different words, change this, different melodies, different backing vocals. Let's make this more Ronnie Romero, and technically better produced, better recorded, and better performances for the best result that we could get. And I think it was a really good thing we did that. It's more Ronnie Romero than the first record. He's amazing. I can't say enough about him.
I have to get to this point. I have never talked to anyone who has actually lived the Rolling Stones song, It's Only Rock and Roll.
Right.
And I think we can get into that, of course, about talking about that signature Flying V custom that is on sale now for the benefit of the American Heart Association. You want to talk about that a little bit?
It's a huge honor, really, to have your name on something like a Gibson instrument, a Gibson custom shop instrument with your name on it. It's a milestone event. And when we put it together, I wanted the proceeds, obviously, to go to a cause that was close to my heart. So all the proceeds go to the John Ritter Foundation and the American Heart Foundation. It's something that's close to my heart, obviously. And reception to the guitar has been fantastic. I don't know if there's any left. I think that they bought them all. They were a limited run.
In terms, have you worked up a stage show for Elegant Weapons yet?
We're very grassroots. We throw the amplifiers up there and we get on with it. We've got a backdrop. We're still in our point of evolution. Everyone starts somewhere, and that's where we are. We're usually on before the main band, or maybe two bands down before the main band. It's get your stuff up there, get on and get off and get out of here. As we said before, we want to build something up from the ground up and build that kind of 50-year legacy that Priest has got, or half of that even we'll be happy with. So yeah, we're working on it, but we get up there, we give 1,000%, and hopefully we'll do some more dates in the States soon.
Elegant Weapons. Is this the definitive proof of who you as a musician are?
It's definitely a side of all of us. I think we've all got different sides of our musicianship, everyone in the band. And I think there's a side of us that shines through in this band different to what shines through in our other bands. I think we're very lucky to be able to do that. We've got two sides of us, maybe more, and we can have two bands and do two distinct, different types of music with two different types of people and have twice the fun doing it. So it's definitely more than one side to all of us, and we get to share that with you guys.
You also get to call all the shots with Elegant Weapons, and I'm sure that's with something like Priest, you've got a lane, and I get that. But with Elegant Weapons, you can do what you want to do and steward it the way you want to, as opposed to the legacy of what is Judas Priest. Now, as the architect, is there something that you sense is yet to come with the band? You call it evolution, and I get that. Is there a goal in sight yet?
There's a couple of things that I've got on my mind which might be in the band's future for sure. When I put the band together, it was a three-piece and a singer. So guitars, bass, drums, singer. I'd like to see in the future, I'd like to add maybe another guitar player or guitar player / keyboard player, something like that. There's some keyboards on this record which were played by Adam Wakeman, Rick Wakeman's son, played 2 tracks on this record, and it's fantastic. It really brings a great vibe to these 2 tracks. I think it will make the sound bigger on the stage and bring another dimension to the band's music. So we'll see.
Judas Priest, are you ready?
We're always ready. The Priest machine is always ready. It's never off the road for too long. We got off the road in October, and we were not going out until July. But I was getting emails the other day from the tour manager about flights, and it's like, is it that time already? We've just got off the road, and now we've got to put them back on again. Even though we had a few months off, it goes so quickly these days. We're going to be back out on the road before you know it. Yeah. But I think with Priest, everyone seems excited to do it, and I think with Rob, he says if he can do it, why not do it? Why not carry on? And he's doing great. Everyone's doing great. Everyone's healthy. So why not? They love what they do. So why not?
The regime that you have to take care of your health, is that continuing the same way? 3-time-a-day workouts on tour with Priest and things of that nature?
Pretty much, yeah. I have to have a physio on the road with us. We have a German guy called Bastian that comes out on the road with us, and I do physio with him every day, 3 times a day, morning, before the show, and after the show. And he works on my right side. Long story, there's some collateral damage from what happened affected my right side. So we've got to keep the right side running and moving properly and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a regime of I've got to watch my diet and physio every single day. And that's just what it takes to keep it moving for me. And that's just life. Consider myself very grateful. There's a lot of people out there with a lot worse than I have, and they have to deal with a lot of things every day. I'm still able to do what I do. I have to work at it, but that's fine. And I consider myself very grateful.
One of the things we did on the show was Road Warrior, where artists tell us stories from the road. Only a few of them have I not been able to actually print. But they're stories from the road which are fun and humorous and different sights. And for you, I would think it might be a thing that you might enjoy to talk about something other than the hell that you went through and talk about other things that happened on the road that were fun, joyful, or funny as hell.
Sometimes you see Rob with a cappuccino backstage, and he's got his full regalia on, and he's got a cappuccino, and he puts his cappuccino down and walks out onto the stage. And it's just like a surreal moment. So everything is funny. There was one time we were down in Brazil, and he came out on the bike, and he drove the bike out to the front of the stage, and I think he got a bit daring with it. So he drove the bike further around the stage, and we were all watching him thinking, what's he doing? And he drove it, and he went into the PA speakers. The bike went over, he went over, and there was a few seconds where everyone was a bit, is he okay? Where is he going to get up? And he got up, picked the bike up, and it was a big bike. It's a massive, great Harley Davidson. It was running, the smoke coming out, and it was on. Oh. He picked it up, and he sat back on it, and he sang the rest of the song sitting on the bike. That's a metal god right there. That's why he is who he is. It didn't faze him one little bit. So it's those things, really, that you don't forget.
What are your top 3 favorite songs?
Of all time?
Of all time.
That is a very difficult question. I would say House Burning Down by Jimi Hendrix. I would say Seventh Son of a Seventh Son by Iron Maiden. And I would say Cuts Like a Knife by Bryan Adams.
Wow. Diversity. I
curveball.
like it.
There's a curveball for you. Hi, everybody. This is Richie Faulkner here from Judas Priest and Elegant Weapons, and you're listening to Charlie Kendall's Metal Shop.